Welcome to night 2 of the Rockingham County Citizens Academy. And tonight the focus will be on our Rockingham Community College president, our Rockingham County manager, and our brand new Rockingham County Museum. Our students are very, very excited about all the new things they're going to see, and they're also going to tour our museum. Sit back and enjoy.
Welcome to the Museum and Archives of Rockingham County, the MARC, here in Wentworth, North Carolina. We're honored to host the Citizens Academy today, and we hope that we'll help you to learn more about your county's history, and what we have to offer. Here at the MARC, we know history is important. It's our mission and our privilege to collect, preserve, and share the history of the county. We are a supplement to the education system. We are an attraction for our citizens and people from outside the area. We are the keepers of history. We think this is an important venue. We think this is an important mission, and we're not alone. Recently, we had the opportunity to speak to some of our visitors at the grand opening on the museum green and inside the museum at the first of our speaker series program.
My family history on my mother's side dates back to pre-Rockingham County, and we've got a lot to be proud of, and I think this just shows that off.
I think this museum is a highlight of what Rockingham County was and what it can be.
History is our life. History is our background. Without history, we would have no story to tell. And the stories we tell of our lives and everyone's lives is our own heritage. And here in Rockingham County, the heritage is rich and deep and wide and worth telling. The story is a wonderful story.
Robert Underwood, thanks so much for being here and being part of the museum on a regular basis. So tell us, why do you think history is important?
Because we learn from our mistakes, from historical blunders.
Very good. And you enjoy working with history, don't you?
I surely do.
Tell us your favorite thing.
Colonial artifacts.
I think history is important because many students now in the school systems don't understand their local history, and I think it's important for them to understand where they came from and their backgrounds and how they can improve their local communities throughout the years.
Well, I think history is important because it tells us who we are, where we've been, where we are now, and where we can go. And I think it provides a roadmap for our journey for the future. An investment in learning about our history is not just an investment for now, but it's an investment for the years to come.
Okay, well, all my life I've thought history was important. It was real important to me. My father told me a lot of interesting stories, and that piqued my curiosity. So I really spent 50 years chasing the history of Rockingham County. The story's not half told. There's a lot of history out there to find. So we need to find it and preserve it for our heritage.
Sing one.
Over the rainbow song.
Over the rainbow sounds great.
Over the rainbow.
Skies
are blue. Our dreams at the center.
And our dreams come true, don't they? Our dreams have come true today. Tell us what you've done today that's been your favorite thing, Layla.
The rocks.
The rocks. The Rockingham County Mineral Club and their water sluice. What was your favorite one? What color was it?
Pink.
Pink. Pink. Did you like the museum?
Mm-hmm.
Will you come and visit again? I'm so glad. Mwah! My granddaughter. Thank you.
We're going to open our session. This is our second session. And we're going to open as we did before. We're going to ask you to stand for prayer. Ask you to bow your heads and open your hearts. Father, help us to accept the many challenges that we must face. We praise you for the strength and protection you constantly provide for us. Help us to move forward and not just stand in fear.
We realize that you have given us a spirit of fear. You have not given us a spirit of fear. So we need to challenge ourselves to rid and make void those things that weaken us and make us afraid. We offer this prayer in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Amen. Thank you. Tonight we're in for an extremely wonderful treat. We're going to have two wonderful speakers. I warn you, don't get too close to Proctor, because she's so exciting and enthusiastic, and you will be on fire. But anyway, we're going to come up, our next speaker, and we're very informal. So, Dr. Holman, aren't you? Oh, who's next? You next, yes, please.
I'm here to talk to you tonight about community college. I'm Michael Holman, I'm president of Rockingham Community College. And I've been here about 18 months, so I'm a fairly new person. I've never lived in this county before, but I'm learning to love it. It's a great place to be. I was asked to give you a little bit of the past, present, and future of the college. And I can talk pretty fast, so I'll try to slow down just in case, but I'm also going to watch the time pretty closely. The North Carolina Community College system, of which we are a part, began really in Rockingham County. A lot of people don't realize that. In fact, it's going to be commemorated in October with a plaque in the old Leaksville. What started there was an industrial education center in 1958. It was part of the mills that were over there, and it was begun to teach textile workers. And that was the forerunner of the entire North Carolina Community College system, which is now considered, quite frankly, the best in the country. It was the first such center that was built, and it was a training ground, as I said, for textile workers, and it was later absorbed into the community college system. There were about 20 of those facilities that were built. RCC, as you now know it, was begun in 1966. Our charter was actually in 1963. We were, I think, the second or third community college in the state to have a charter. They passed the law in 1963 that allowed for the formation of community colleges, and we were one of the first. In fact, they said that they were astounded at how fast RCC got their paperwork into Raleigh so that the community college could begin. We are, as I said, 1963 it was started. I told you earlier that I'm the fourth president at this institution. Gerald James was the first president, and Dr. Jerry Owens was Gerald James was the first president. Dr. Jerry Owens was the second president. Had lunch with Dr. Owens today, so I'm still staying in touch with those presidents who are still living. And Dr. Bob Keyes was the most immediate past president, and I'm the fourth person. And most of those presidents last about 15 years here, so we'll see if I make it that far. I'll be pretty old by that time. Each new president who comes into this college has brought his own agenda, and I'll say his, it would be his or her if we were talking to the future. And mine is workforce and economic development. I was hired by the Board of Trustees, and I'll talk about who they are in a moment. But my goal is more jobs for more people in Rockingham County. We are here to push economic development in this county, and I'll talk to you a little bit about how we do that, and I hope that you see how it fits in. We are one of 58 community colleges in the state. We serve the community college system in the state of North Carolina serves 850,000 students every year. That's 1 out of every 8 residents in the state of North Carolina takes a community college class at least every year. Every citizen in North Carolina is within 30 minutes of a campus or an off-site facility. That is one of the reasons why we're one of the best in the country, because we have the best access of any of the community college system. We serve only Rockingham County at this site, so we are only chartered to serve Rockingham County. That's why you don't see us advertise and go trolling for people in other counties, although we do have a fair number of students who come in from other counties and take courses with us. We have about 8,000 students on our campus. That's a head count, and they take anywhere from a 1 or 2 hour course all the way up to a full load. A full load is anything about 12 semester hours. I'm not going to get into how all that's calculated or even tears. But we have, in any given year, we have about 8,000 students who are on our campus. We're governed by a local board of trustees. There are 12 people on our, or 12 appointed trustees and 1 student trustee. And those trustees come from the governor, who appoints 4 trustees, and the school board appoints 4, and the county commission appoints 4. If you want to be a trustee, there are no heavy-duty requirements. You can talk to any one of those entities and discuss with them about what they use for their selection criteria. As a president, I don't get involved in that. I work with the trustees that come to me. And I can tell you that we have the best group of trustees that I have ever been affiliated with, and this is my third school where we have trustees. It's an outstanding group. They represent you very well and do a lot of good things. They serve without pay, so if you're looking for a paying job, there is no money in being a trustee. Every now and then we feed them, but that's about it. Each of those trustees serves a 4-year term. So each year we will have 3 trustees who rotate off in this 4-year cycle. And then that student trustee changes every year. Student trustee is by office, and it's the SGA president who serves in that capacity. One of the things that has been very surprising since I came here, because this is a rural community, is that people don't truly understand what RCC does. We have this new ad campaign that we have started now to let people know what we do at the college. So I'm going to tell you what. We provide a variety of educational opportunities, as you might guess. We have 2 main areas of education. We have continuing education, and I'm going to talk about, and it's a little more complex than the curriculum side. The curriculum's a little easier to understand. But under continuing education, we do things like GE preparation. We also give the GE test. We had over 150 graduates this year. We're one of the larger high schools in the county. People don't realize, but if you count our GED graduates, we actually graduated 150 students this year. And surprisingly, for some people, our GED graduates do amazingly well when they go on to college. They do incredibly well. In fact, we just started a new program this year that Coanne is very familiar with, where we're giving away one course to all of our GED graduates, one curriculum course. And we just did the research on that. We found out that those students, we had about 50 some odd students, I think, that took the course, took advantage of that one course option, and they're taking an average of 90 hours. We gave them 3, so they added to it, either going through financial aid or something like that. We also do in continuing education basic skills, which is sub-college level coursework, and some of that basic skills does feed into the GED, but it's for people who are below our developmental area and need some brush up to get up to the college level curriculum. And that's done in our continuing education. We also do English as a second language. That tends to flex and float depending on what the population is. Sometimes we have more Hispanics who are in that. Sometimes we have other languages. But those are people for whom English is a second language. When I was in Burke County prior to coming here, we had a lot of Hmong who were in that. That's some people from Laos. And so we taught a lot of English as a second language. And that group had been very big at one point. And since we were into the second and third generations, we didn't have as much of a need. We do community interest courses. Sometimes we refer to those as cake decorating, but they're, of course, more broad than that. Everything from scuba diving to just a variety of courses. We also have courses and programs for senior citizens. We have a Center for Active Retirement on our campus that is funded through a grant, and we provide a number of activities and services for senior citizens on our campus. And there is some transportation that goes along with that program, but we don't provide. It's provided through another service. We do occupational extension courses, and occupational extension courses are courses that lead to job skills. And sometimes it's not immediately clear how that happens. For example, our woodworking program is an occupational extension course. It's occupational extension because you can go through that program. It's in-depth enough to where we would teach you how to actually run a woodworking business. Wood turning is a part of that too. That's a program that we brought back from the brink of extinction. We kept all that equipment, and we're beginning to branch out with that program. So that's a very exciting program that we've got. We have a variety of occupational extension programs that are designed to bring people back into the workforce or to enhance their skills in the workforce. In our curriculum program, we have over 75 programs of study. These are transfer degree programs like the Associate of Arts, the Associate of Science, the Associate of Fine Arts. Those are designated to bring students up to a junior level, and then they transfer off to a 4-year university or college. We guarantee those students 44 hours of general education that is accepted at any University of North Carolina or any North Carolina state school if they complete the 44 hours of general education in the basic area. And those basic courses include English, math, sciences, all the courses that you would expect, and then some specific courses for universities. Some universities may require one history where another may require a different history. But if you will take the courses from us as a student, we guarantee that those will transfer into a university or a college. In fact, you are guaranteed admittance into a University of North Carolina school somewhere. but not necessarily Chapel Hill, which is where everybody seems to want to go. Unless you're a North Carolina State graduate, then you don't care. We also have non-transfer degrees. We call these non-transfer degrees, but that's a little bit of a misnomer because a lot of schools do take them as transfer degrees. Those are things like the Associate of Applied Science degree. We also offer certificate programs, which are 1 or 2 semester programs designed to get you in school and out back into the workforce very quickly. Associate of Applied Science degrees are 2-year programs. We also offer diploma programs, also at a different level. These are sub 2-year programs, but they would be in specific areas. Cosmetology would be an example of that. We have 1 to 5 semester programs. Certificate programs might last for 1 semester. Nursing, for example, is a 5-semester program. Right, Ann? I'm sorry, you do something. 5-year program. Or excuse me, 5-semester program. And those programs would include these non-transfer programs, what we could lump under the non-transfer area: nursing, surgical tech, basic law enforcement technology, basic law enforcement training, excuse me, electronics engineering, computer integrated machining, and welding. All of the people that go through those programs find jobs if they want to find jobs. We have an incredibly high fill rate because most grads in our technical programs are in high demand areas. 90+% of the people who go through our programs and graduate find work in their area. In many areas, it's 100% of our graduates find work in their area. We can place every welder who comes out of our certificate program. We've got a company in Kernersville who is waiting for our graduates as soon as they come out. They want to put them to work, and they pay quite well. One big growth area for us that you all may not be aware of is what we call the return to college student, and that's a person who already has a 4-year degree and is returning to the community college to find something that will earn them a living. A lot of people have the mistaken notion that a 4-year degree will get them